Hello everyone, welcome to iExamB. Today we have Venkat Surya Teja with us. He has cleared IBPS PO and he is going to join Bank of India. Many congratulations Teja, and we are really proud of your achievement. Being an iExamB student, you have achieved this. I would request you to share your strategy. Teja comes from an engineering background. He has done BTech in Electronics and Communication and he has also done MBA Finance. So Teja, over to you. Please share in detail how you prepare for phase 1, how for phase 2, how difficult it is, English or reasoning or quant or current affairs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the introduction. And, first of all, I'm thankful to the iExamB team for giving me great support during the examination phase as well as the interview phase. And I'm very happy for it. And of course, I'm looking forward for RBI review preparation as well as a student of iExamB. So for prelims, actually, basically, I come from Vizag. So there is locally an institute which is named IACE. So I used to take coaching over there. So it is basically an offline coaching institute. So there, they conducted a program named RIP, Real Intensive Program, wherein we used to practice some thousands of questions within a span of just 10 days. Daily, but continuously, for the span of 10 to 15 days, I used to take one mock test daily. So before the IBPS PO prelims itself, I have taken almost 15 mock tests, 15 to 20 mock tests, and some are from IACE, and of course some I have taken from iExamB portal also. So these are actually for prelims. Rather than concept, what is the most important is speed. Speed is the most important in prelims. So that is where, in fact, I got a lot of practice, especially in the mock tests. And if I have to take subject wise, say for example in reasoning, I used to complete all the individual questions first because I'm not that strong in puzzles. Puzzles is never my strong area. So I used to complete all the individual questions first. Say for example, in reasoning there are a few questions on syllogisms, or a few questions on blood relations, a few questions on directions, and few questions on coding, etc. These are the topics wherein there is no need of reading any particular set of puzzle or something. It's just an individual question. So I used to complete all the individual questions first in the first 10 minutes, and in the next 10 minutes I used to concentrate on puzzles. Out of 4 puzzles, at least if I'm able to do 2 puzzles, and in fact that will definitely help me to clear the cutoff in reasoning. So this is the strategy which I have adopted, sir, with respect to reasoning subject, because reasoning I always feel that is one of my area of improvement, because when compared to quant and English, that is one particular area I always feel there is a lot of improvement for me. So that's why I used to focus a lot on individual questions. Now coming to the quantitative aptitude, of course, like the topics like percentages, ratio, proportion, time and work, profit and loss, these are the topics which are coming under arithmetic. Those are my strong areas. So I used to complete those questions first, and then 5 questions will be there on quadratic equations. So I used to solve those questions on quadratic equations, and 5 questions again will be there on inequalities of that kind. So I used to complete all those questions, and then I used to move on to the difficult questions. But in quant, out of 35, 25 is always a minimum score for me, because quant is being a strong area. But the rest of the 10 questions, depending on the time, I used to complete those questions. And of course, the most important thing is scoring. So we should never stop in a difficult question. Rather, we should skip the difficult question in quant, and then we have to concentrate more on our strong areas and complete those questions. So this is the strategy which I followed for quant, sir. And coming to English, basically, reading comprehension I used to do in the last, because I first used to concentrate on closed test, that is the fill in the blanks, and then I used to concentrate on grammar based questions. And after completing everything related to grammar, closed test, para jumbles of this kind, and sentence correction, error detection and all, and then in the last 7 to 8 minutes, I used to come to RC, that is reading comprehension. And of course there will be 2 reading comprehensions in the prelims test. So at least of course, those 8 to 9 minutes are, of course, those are sufficient for completing all those RCs. And in that way, speed has become a major factor for me in prelims. and that is the reason why I have scored 84 out of 100 in prelims, and it has helped me to comfortably pass the prelim stage.
Before you started developing speed, for how many months or how many days or how many weeks you prepared on developing the fundamentals, maybe related to the fundamentals you need for quantitative aptitude, for reasoning, or maybe grammar in English?
Yes, sir. Fundamentals is, of course, I used to spend time. Say, for example, for quant, there is a very good book named Arun Sharma. So actually, I completed most of the problems from that particular book, and it has helped me, to gain conceptual knowledge, especially. And for reasoning, I used to solve more and more individual questions. And also related to English, there is our material related to ISE. So they used to give us a lot of material, and from that I used to solve all the practice questions and related to grammar, error detection, and all. And that's how it has been useful for me. And yes, it took almost 6 months for me to grab the speed. Actually, ideally, I would say I have started in the month of April 2019. I have started my preparation, and the prelims is in the month of October. So in those 6 months, that was actually sufficient for me to gain enough speed, sir. This is how it happened.
Yeah, interesting. So here, a lot of people ask questions about how to prepare for general awareness, current affairs part, because this has no syllabus, and there are various ways to cover it. Some people like reading newspaper. Some people say no, only monthly summary will do. So what strategy you followed for this?
Current affairs is more important for mains and interview stage, sir.
Yeah.
So of course it's not there for prelims. So now for current affairs section of mains, especially what I have done is for iExamB, of course, I'm a student of RBI, so that's where I used to get the monthly current affairs. That is one source wherein I used to refer to monthly current affairs from iExamB. And the second thing is, of course, reading papers is no doubt, it's a very good habit, sir. So me being a student of iExamB, one is iExamB current affairs I used to follow, and the second thing is Affairs Cloud. It's one of the best websites, sir, for current affairs. So the last 2 to 3 months, current affairs become very important, keeping the mains examination in point of view. And that is how I used to cover. Of course, I used to read Hindu paper, but the most importantly, if I have to get a summary and all, I used to refer iExamB and as well as Affairs Cloud. These two other websites, which are very helpful for me in terms of current affairs. And one should never neglect that month current affairs. For example, if November is the month on which the exam is conducted, we should never neglect November month's current affairs, because I know a couple of my friends who are not able to pass the mains examination only because of the reason that they didn't cover the month of November's current affairs. At least 1 week before the examination also, if at all some important thing is there, they might definitely ask in the examination. So that's
many students, they talk about the high difficulty level questions in the mains exam. So people clear prelims, but they struggle coming to the high difficulty level questions in mains, especially in reasoning and quantitative aptitude. So any particular strategy or any particular method you followed for that higher difficulty level questions?
I would say if speed is a main factor for prelims, concept is a main factor for mains. Here in 2019, English paper was quite easy, even in main stage also. So I stick to my basics in English. Whatever the strategy which I've adopted for prelims, that actually worked very well for mains in English also, because I used to do all the error detection questions, grammar questions, and the rest of the questions, para-generals, these all the questions I used to complete. And after that, I completed the reading comprehension. The same strategy worked out for English very well, because the paper was quite easy. But now coming to the reasoning and quant, of course, I agree the fact that in reasoning, I didn't even crack one puzzle, sir, in mains. I didn't even crack even one puzzle, because all the 4 to 5 puzzles are very, very difficult. And that reasoning being one of the area of improvement for me. So I didn't, clear. I was not able to clear the puzzles. But as I said, individual questions, those was my strongest forte. So whatever the blood relations related topics was there in mains. So I completed all the questions of blood relations, and also I completed the coding and this input-output sequence. So one very basic question was given, sir, input-output related question. So I have selected that particular question, and I completed that particular question. That is the one thing. And yes, critical reasoning is also a main important thing, sir, because in mains, critical reasoning is also there, like this statement, conclusion, argument, statement of inference and all. So this critical reasoning also comes under reasoning itself. So those questions also, out of I think some 6 to 7 questions, at least I solved some 4 questions correctly. So almost there is 70% accuracy in critical reasoning also. So only these individual questions in reasoning as well as critical reasoning helped me to sail through the cutoff, sir. So if I have to say the cutoff in reasoning is 5.5, I got around 13.75, sir, in reasoning. So this is, of course, I didn't get out of 60, I didn't get even 20. I just got 13.75. But I can confidently say that I have cleared the cutoff. Yeah. So that is our selection of questions plays a very important role, specifically in reasoning as well as quant, sir. Now coming to the quant strategy. Of course, I agree the part that quantitative aptitude is one of my strongest area. So I stick to my basics. So there will be 2 marks questions as well as 1 mark questions. So 1 mark questions, I think they have given around 10 1 mark questions, sir. First, I concentrated on these 1 mark questions because the difficulty will be little less for these 1 mark questions. So I completed all these 1 mark questions. That increased my confidence levels pretty well. Then I have moved on to 2 marks questions. So in 2 marks questions also, I think there is one particular set on mixtures and averages. So I completed that one particular set because, as I said, arithmetic is my strongest topic. Like arithmetic, like mixtures and allocations, profit and loss, ratio proportion, and simple interest, compound interest, percentages. These are few topics which are very one of my strongest area. So whatever the questions which are related to that particular topic, I have completed the 2 marks questions also. So in fact, that is the reason why, though 2.5 is the cutoff, sir, last year in quant, 2.5 for OBC category, 2.5 is the cutoff. But I am very happy to state that I got 27 marks in quantitative aptitude, sir. So that is the main reason my actual score got pulled to a very high scale only because of quant. So that is the main thing. So our selection of questions becomes very important. If at all, say for example, geometry is never my area. So of course, in banking there is only one question which will be asked on geometry. So I will skip those questions. Say for example, I am not that strong in probability. So I will simply skip those questions on probability. But whatever is my strongest area, I will try to score maximum in that particular section. And this is how it has worked big time for me in quant as well.
Yes, I am trying to summarize this quant and reasoning that is the selection of the questions, and there is no particular topic. It depends on what you are strong at. Especially in recent time, every exam people say you cannot clear it without puzzles in reasoning section. But I am hearing from you, without solving the puzzle question correctly, you could clear the exam. So it is about what are your strength area, can you score there?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, sir, exactly. So that is how, like by concentrating on individual questions and sticking to critical reasoning questions, that is how I scored almost 13.75 marks in reasoning only. Now, if I have to tell my score in English also, the 10.75 is the cutoff in English, and I got 28.25 marks in English, sir. So that is how, like by concentrating purely on grammar-based questions, and of course I have cleared the cutoff in English also. And if I have to tell my score in GA, general awareness, 5 marks is the cutoff, sir, but I scored 23 marks out of 40. Of course, I know that is not the best score, but yeah, it can be pulled up to 30 also. But somehow I am able to get 23 thanks to I scored in exam, and that is how I scored in current affairs, sir.
Yeah. So, interview is important aspect, and people get nervous, especially they don't have any interview experience of these kind of job interviews. So how did you prepare? What went well? What were the challenges?
After the mains examination itself, I have basically 3 to 4 mock interviews I have attended. So one is conducted by exam only. You and Karan sir and Arunima Sinha ma'am, you 3 have taken one mock interview for me. And apart from that, one mock interview I have attended in my Vizag coaching institute, and 2 mock interviews I have taken with my friends. So there is one more friend of mine who cleared IBPS PO mains. So I used to do mock interview for him, and he used to do mock interview for me. So this is how we used to learn from each other's
This peer
mistakes.
learning is very, very useful. I always keep on emphasizing this, that we learn best from our friends. We have to utilize our friends, our network in learning. I'm happy to hear this. Yeah, please continue.
So now coming to the interview main preparation part. So I have concentrated mainly on my profile-based questions. Say, for example, I'm coming from engineering plus MBA background. So I was just going through what all questions can be asked from my profile, like why you have done MBA, and also after why banking after MBA. So these kind of basic questions I used to prepare my own answers, sir. And also my family background. So like what is my family background, I used to just note down. So if at all if they ask any question on that, I should be ready to answer those questions. So I'm definitely, and that's the most important thing is current affairs. So whatever is now the newspaper reading becomes very important, sir. After the mains, especially before the interview, we should definitely follow the current affairs, especially because I still remember you asked me one question on three capital issue in the mock interview. So wherein I answered, but I'm not able to answer in a precise manner. So you have insisted on giving some precise answers rather than giving lengthy answers. At that time, Citizenship Amendment Act, those burning topic, because I have given my interview on February 1st, coronavirus related some news also. So everything related to current affairs, I used to make a big list of current affairs. And one thing is related to my profile. And of course, since I'm coming from MBA related to finance, so I have to prepare some questions specifically from finance, because I'm sure that in the interview they might ask some questions on finance. If I have to summarize, one is concentrating on my own profile. Second is following everything related to current affairs. And of course, I have some previous work experience also. And fourth thing, of course, we have to give mock interviews, 2 to 3 mock interviews, sir.
Correct.
So in that way, you and Karan sir, you have given feedback also, like I'm being little fast and I'm not being precise and all. So this is how this feedback has helped me for the final interview as well. So this is how we have to consider on interview stage. And for freshers, so for example, whoever is coming from direct graduation background, sir, for them, I would suggest please go through at least 1 or 2 basic subjects from your background.
I will not ask you any question related to banking, because students are very much worried about different terminologies, how much I shall know about the banking industry or the way the work is conducted in banks. Any difficult or any complex question related to banking industry?
They have asked me one question: what is contingent liabilities? So this is something which is related to balance sheet. So confidently I told, so sorry sir, I don't know the answer for that particular question. And in fact, they didn't say much about that thing. And of course, they asked a few questions about what is SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, what is this one, bank rate. So these kind of basic questions they have asked related to banking, and also few questions related to finance, like what is internal rate of return for a project, and what is NPV, net present value. So these kind of basic questions are related to my profile they have asked, sir. And one more thing, what I can say is they have asked about what is a guarantee. Like if at all, if someone takes a loan, so one person will come and give a guarantee that if that person is not able to pay. So those kind of questions, like some basic questions: what is a guarantee? What is a mortgage? So some basic questions, sir. If at all, if they are able to prepare anything related to basics of banking, that would be much helpful for any of us. And one thing I have to mention. February 1st is the date on which the budget is presented, sir, by our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. So since I belong to afternoon panel, of course they have asked one question on budget also. So that is how dynamic the interview will change. So even just before 1 hour before the interview also, whatever is happening, so we just have to remember. So I just gave some rough figures, like how much budget is allotted for education sector and how much budget is allotted for infrastructure. So these kind of basic questions I have answered. And 1 day before the interview, Jan 31st, they have released economic survey. So they have asked a few questions on economic survey also. What is the positives, like what is the basic theme and all. I got 66 marks out of 100 in my interview, sir. I mean,
the important thing you have suggested today, in addition to what we all know, it keeping the update with the important news, because it was about about budget, it was about the economic survey. So even last minute news also, if we are aware, we can really impress the interview board. And not knowing something technical like contingent liability, that is fine. One should not worry much about it. Thanks for your time, Teja. One last question, or maybe you can add something from your side. But I would like to know from you, you have also taken an offline coaching and you have also got help from iExamB and online coaching. How iExamB helped you and what kind of things you think you have learned here online learning platform?
Yes, sir. So, coming to the iExamB, most importantly, what happens is, anywhere, no need to travel somewhere and all. So that's how it was become very comfortable for me. And I used to discuss whatever, if I have any doubts, I used to ask to CP sir and Prachi ma'am and Karan sir, Arunima ma'am. So whenever there are any doubts, I will get it cleared. And most importantly, taking mock tests of iExamB has also helped me a lot. And one thing is descriptive English, sir. I forgot to mention this because in mains there will be a descriptive section, a descriptive English section also for 25 marks. And I have scored 12 marks out of, in 25. And descriptive English, there are two parts. One is letter writing, and of course, the one is essay writing. So literally, iExamB platform has helped me very well because for RBI Grade B, I used to take mock tests of descriptive English. And the feedback used to be given by Abhishek Iyer sir. So the feedback, whatever is given specifically in essays, as well as precis writing, essays, and letter writing. So this will be definitely useful for me in IBPS PO mains as well. So descriptive English part is one section wherein I got practice literally only in iExamB platform. And most importantly, for interview part, this is how iExamB team has really helped me a lot. For current affairs also, I got pretty much benefit by following the iExamB platform. So this is how it is very useful. There is individual caring on students in iExamB. That is how I can observe because there are many online coaching websites also, but this much individual caring I have not seen anywhere outside iExamB. So this is one platform wherein I am definitely getting some kind of individual counseling kind of a thing. So in that way, I'm really thankful to iExamB, sir.
Happy to know this from you. And really appreciate this coming from you. Best wishes from our side. Bank of India is really a great bank, a big institution. And I'm also confident that you will be also aspiring for other jobs as you have been preparing for RBI, SEBI and NABARD kind of exam. You coming from MBA finance background have now grip on clearing phase 1. So this education background will also helpful for you, your phase 2 and interview in these exams. Any tip, any final word if you want to say to the aspirant?
Sure, sir. If someone is getting selected, my hearty wishes for them. But if one is not getting selected, there is no need to get depressed. So that is one thing. And opportunities will always be there for all of us. It's just that we have to crack that opportunity and we have to work hard and we have to achieve our final goal. Please don't go to any exam without giving mock tests. Because I know some of my friends who are not able to get success only because of the reason that they're not giving any mock tests. Mock tests actually makes a lot of difference to a person because after giving 5 to 10 mock tests before the exam itself, it basically helps you to get habituated to the examination hall. Knowledge everyone will have, but those examination hall related tricks only few persons will have. So be positive and work hard. That is the only thing which I will say for the next aspirants, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And this is a very good point, as you said, because there is no point getting disappointed. A lot of vacancies keep coming every year. And the other point you told about practicing mock test. I keep this slide in many of my presentations. Practice, practice, practice. This is a very, very good advice for all the future aspirants. Thank you, Teja. Thanks for your time. It is really, really very helpful. It is going to help thousands of students. I sincerely appreciate your time on behalf of iExamB team and all those who are watching this video. Thanks again. Best wishes for your career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.